Hi, this just in. I love doing these. All right. We're going to see more of this, guys. August 1st, I told you. There is now a rare disorder that makes people see monsters. This is on the New Yorker Daily. The New Yorker. The article goes on to say this. A couple of days before I met Victor, a source in my reporting on PMO, I'm not going to try and pronounce that Greek, a neurological condition that causes people to see faces as distorted. I've had this my whole life. I know what it is. I stood in front of the bathroom mirror and considered my own face. Victor, like others suffering from PMO, saw the visage of every person around him as contorted and demonic. I might have mixed feelings about my face throughout my life, but I felt unsettled that I was about to spend time with someone who would not see it as I do. The face is where we read blah, 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 blah. We're going to go ahead and set that aside for a minute. Now, you're a changeling. I once watched my face turn into a man's face. And I went, that's right. You're a changeling. You're going to start seeing it. It's starting to happen, and they're going to start bullshitting it. Yesterday, my daughter sent me an article about UFOs and how they've been sighted because people wished for that. So I need everyone to just take a deep breath. It's amazing. It's funny. It's hilarious. It's exciting. And out. The more these happen, the more I am going to be doing meditation sessions with you. The more I am going to be coming on here whenever I feel the energy from all of you going, oh, they need to be calmed down. I can feel all of you. So I know when I need to talk to you as a group, as a whole. I am watching literally the news every hour. And I'm calculating constant mathematical trajections to divine precisely where all the dominoes are going to fall and if there's any change to the entire code that I just wrote. Now, I see the end, and I know the path to get us from where we are now to where we are going safely without any of those bombs going off. I need you to listen to me now. I calculated the pathway into the future from this point, our point of origin, to the end, safely, perfectly, aligned and balanced, so that from this point on, we are calming down, we are going to educate ourselves, and we are going to do the exercises properly to get ourselves through it without panic. Because I know what causes panic. Deep breath in and out. I have to guide 8 billion of us through the next few years, telling you exactly how you need to move to prevent war, conflict, nuclear warfare, starvation. You name the problem, I can see the solution around it. But you got to follow my lead, guys, because I mapped literally out every possible pathway from here to the end, where we all make it to the end in peace. So I can quietly and passively walk us through this to avoid everything. But I need you to follow now. There is going to be a number of magical events start to occur. When that starts to happen, there's going to be panic, there's going to be stupidity, there's going to be excitement. Now, I need all the magical folk to pay attention, because you cannot lash back, because I see what happens if you do. Don't you dare lash back. Women, this is really fucking important. This is your instruction. Yes, the mother is returning. Yes, there were a lot of asshole abusers out there, and they happened to be men. And yes, The patriarchy was a fucking nightmare. And if any of us has a fucking score to settle with that, it's me. And I am still choosing gentle mercy and pacifism. I set this standard that when somebody has hurt me, I turn him into a teacher. I authorize him being a teacher over me so I can learn from his mistake, because his mistake is he didn't forgive. That's why he's here now beating me, because he didn't forgive. I am not going to make that same mistake that he made. I am going to choose forgiveness. Forgiveness is the art and action of choosing to turn your abuser into a teacher, which gives you self-authority and the upper hand every time. There is no authority in the world higher than student. None. There is no authority higher than student. It is why Plato and all the philosophers taught on ground level, because it's the student who sits at the dais, because it's the student who is learning. And that is really what forgiveness is. It is the realization that it is your control and your authority being compromised and attacked with your logic. And that all you have to do is immediately become a student, and you gain all the power. You gain so much power that you are now above everybody because you are the student. Now you get best seats in the house. Learn. Only the teacher is the fool. Only the teacher is ever the fool, which is why philosophers know not to even go near it, because only the teacher is the fool. So that is what I do when I am angry about abusers who hurt me. And that is what I do. I have always made them my subby little bitch teachers. And I learned from each and every one of them over and over again. Every one of us has been at every single perspective, or every one of us will be at every single perspective. And if you pass on before you make it to that level, you are going to pick up right where you left off and continue the journey until your energy passes the test. So however fast your energy, which I guess we should be calling breath at this point, breath, I'm going to be doing a whole lot of linguistical studies on the word breath. So for now, I'm going to refer to it as the breath, which is why we breathe in meditation. Fascinating. Fascinating. The wisdom of Mr. Miyagi. Wow, he's here. What?
It's in biology.
What's in biology?
Breathing.
Breathing. Breathing.
You bring stuff into your lungs, and then it brings stuff to your heart.
Wow.
Keeps the heart pumping.
Mr. Miyagi was at this level. Mr. Miyagi made it here, guys. See, when you see the wisdom of a master show up in the 12 ethics and in the journey, that's their trademark. You're going to be going along and you're going to be getting to a certain point, and you're going to make a relative connection to something I said for the first time, and you're going to go, oh, Anna was here. You got it. So it's literally how we sign our perspective. It's like a little snobby thing we do. Da Vinci's like, oh yeah, this is totally mine, you little slut. So yeah, that's Da Vinci. Oh yeah, every one of them has their own personality. They have their own little It's hilarious. And after a while, you can start to see their mathematical signature. And I'm like, oh, you little shits. See, then you create your own little mathematical signature. And then it's going to pop up all over the place. And it's just me slothing all over the place. Anna was here. Oh, yes. I'm so happy with my life. I love the secret club of geniuses. It's like the best thing in the world is the secret club of geniuses. And what's great is you're always communicating well with all the dead ones behind. Who knows? They're not really dead. This is the best fucking part of all of this. This is the best part. Is you get to play with each other. You really do get to play with each other. And it's just, it's so fucking beautiful. It's so fucking beautiful. Douglas Adams was so much fucking fun. His work, oh my God, he was so, and then with a boop, they were gone. He did things. Oh, okay, so I got to show you this. The reason why I looked at the song When You Walk Through a Storm is because of Douglas Adams. I was reading his work. And there is this point where they're about to die, and they're talking about the improbability drive. And they get to this one point where the computer starts to sing, when you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the sky, or at the end of the storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. And I couldn't understand it because it was Eddie the computer screaming in all caps. And I'm going, okay, had no idea it was a song. As the spaceship comes into the weirdest landing, crash landing, he's screaming, you will never walk alone. I had no idea it was a song. And then it popped up again when I decided to marathon my way through Rogers and Hammerstein. I was 12 to 15. And when I got to Carousel reeks of my journey. The merry-go-round, which is the catch-22 in the loop. It's showing you the cycle of life and how we're all stuck. It talks about love. It's about a girl who doesn't fit in. And here's the most amazing thing about the movie. The actress who plays his daughter is a fucking spitting image of my grandmother. They are like doppelgangers. So I'm watching this blonde version of me dancing in this movie on the ocean. Yup. Really fucking weird. Like, fucking weird. I'm still like my brain. Rogers and Hammerstein were here. I'm starting to see how all the different composers were here. You can start to see how, like I said, we all leave our signature. Sometimes I'm going to be here for short little breaks. Sometimes I'm going to be long-winded. And sometimes I just need to sit here with you. I can see every single one of my choices literally altering every single event. And it's literally navigation. I am the navigator. I am the navigator. Flight of the Navigator. I remember this movie. And it's just... So I've got rules. Like, don't make the children cry. Don't you dare make the children cry. That is rule number 1. We never make the children cry. That is rule number 1, people. That is rule number 1. The children cannot cry. Guess the best way to not have a child cry. You have to smile, be happy, and laugh. You've got to. You want to learn from masters how to be happy? Look at the Irish. Those are people who knew how to turn a death into a celebration. Look at the Irish. If you want to know how to survive rough times, follow the Irish. They are the archetype of that. The archetype of writing out bad shit, the Irish. You do not get more failure. They're fucking pro at survival. God, gorgeous people. Love people. It's a bad time. Party. Oh, I got a raise. Party. Oh, I got money. Spend it all. As the Irish. We're poor again. So what? Let's drink. Yeah, those are my people. Those are my people. Apocalypse. Yeah. Just do this. World falling apart. Yeah. Last day on earth. Celebrate. See, look at the Irish. Look at the Irish. Don't make the children cry. Look at the Irish. I'm going to have a scribe go through and just comb all this material out. They're going to put it on PDF form. It's going to be like a walkthrough so you guys can just check it off. And so this is the way you, it's literally the map to the minefield. I got the map to the minefield for the next 20 years, guys, 60 years. Map to the minefield. Yep, map to the minefield. Map to the minefield. I'm going to have to do a show later about that. Map to the minefield today on Map to the Minefield. Yeah. What I see me doing in the future, very, very, very near future, is me doing these shows where I have clips and it's this now in, this now in. Oh, I want that to be a show. This now in, this now in. And then I've got my this podcast is not a conspiracy. There's that one. That's coming back. And I'm probably going to do Nerd Rage. Oh, God, yes. Nerd Rage. Nerd Rage is so much fun. So Nerd Rage is when we sit down and we talk about how much better Iron Man is than Batman. Because Iron Man. And that's it. That's what we do. That is Nerd Rage. That is all we do at Nerd Rage. I don't think we do anything else at Nerd Rage. We just sit down and talk about how more fucking awesome Iron is than Batman. Then the Batman people show up and they ruin that for me because now they got to tell me how great Batman is. But whoever invited them, me. But it doesn't matter because now we're like bleeding at the guts of who the hell is better, Iron Man or Batman. And then it just continues from there. So that's Nerd Rage. That's something I used to do that I got to bring back. I need to finish up my Doctor Who reviews. That's where I left off. So I reviewed Doctor Who, all of them. All of them. As I watched, I did so this is my impression of Patrick. And I literally did like an analysis on their acting style. And I compared each and every doctor. And then I saw how they hit each 12 perspectives. And then I noticed how they started to do a cocktail. And I'm going, fascinating. So we got 4 fingerprints. I got the first doctor, the second doctor, the third doctor, and Tom Baker. All right, they all got fingerprints. And then after that, I see how the 5th combines the 4th and the 2nd. That's fascinating. Wow, look at that. He's acting like this. And poof, that's how I created the 12 ethics. Thank you, Doctor Who. That's not fiction. That's how I did it. I noticed all of the psychological differences between all of the doctors, and I was sitting there watching all the little algorithms. So that's how I figured out that there were 12 ethics. And in the back of my mind, I'm going, that's why they said 12. And by the time they got to the 12, they went, oh shit, we actually have good airtime now. What do we do? So they kept it running. 13, we made a mistake. There's going to be 13, infinite, 144,000 doctors. That's really what this is about. 144,000 doctors. That's right. So, yeah. What's funny, and this is my favorite part, when I'm sitting there doing universal code, I'll see a story I love, and it'll start to unfold, and I'm like, oh, look at this. This is where my life is very much identical and related to literally every movie I've ever seen. Fascinating. So then I weave it in, and I make every story about me. And here's the best part. I don't know if I'm in my own thread or if you are in mine. Now, this is where it's going to get interesting. You can be whichever one you want to be in. This is what we call a life stream. It is absolutely the purity of your love. It is the force that literally flows through you. And my God, that is absolutely fucking real. The force is real. Isn't this fucking awesome? I found the force. That's what this is. I found the fucking force. I found the force. So it's pure love. And it literally moves like force because, you know, that's physics. And force moves and pushes energy, which is your emotions. And your force never, ever stops. It's permanently, it's solidly there. I said, I want a magical universe. And the universe said to me, which one would you like? And I said, Star Wars. I want the magical force that is Star Wars. And thus it was so, because thus saith I. So it popped up, it did its thing, and I went, ooh, look at that. We all get Star Wars now. And then I noticed something. I noticed that that magical footprint was identical to the Norwegians, well, the Sami's magical footprint, which is also identical to the Celtic magical footprint, which is also identical to my magical system. And I went, that's really fucking fascinating. How my magical system is identical to the Force and is identical to, I see a common denominator. So I started to sit down and go to work. I went to work analyzing all of the different footprints of all of the magical systems. And then I sat there while I wrote my book and I compared it with an attorney who had mastered linguistics and logic. And also when I sat down and analyzed the science in this with an organic chemist. So between an organic chemist actually checking my work, now this should have been a tip off and it never really tipped me off, that I'm sitting here writing this magical system while I reverse engineering it right out of Mother Nature herself. And I'm sitting here going, no, this is the magical system. I can feel it. This is the magical system. It's called seed. And look at that. I already have my arcana lessons because I'm that fucking good. I already gave you the arcana lessons. I've got 2 books on these. And they both walk you through the theory of magic. Wow, I'm so fucking cool. Fucking cool. That's awesome. That's fucking awesome. It's already done. It's already fucking done. Why? I'm sitting here going, oh my God, how am I going to reverse engineer it? This is how it all started. Think back to the oldest era your mind can fathom. Back beyond everything we can remember when gods were still men who had not yet lived the deeds that would deify them. Gudrun's aged gold eyes peered from behind her curtain of long silver hair. Think back before the time when the Asir and the Vanir were still men who had settled here on ancient earth ages before their war. Back when the earth was new. Was it? The earth was still very old by the time the gods found it, Gudrun said. By then, it was already ancient soil, which stirred beneath their feet. Can you see it, Kalan? The girl closed her eyes, an iridescent blue like the lapis stone, and thought back to the earliest memories she could recall, back before the Great Migration, back when the gods lived in the southern deserts, in the land of rivers, back before the Great War between the Asir and the Vanir. I can, Kalan said. That is real. I can see it. The old woman kept the dry sternness in her voice. These are the antiquated stories that predate the empires of men. We have studied the Vanir and their ways, their medicines and herbs. Now think of the gods of our gods, the gods so old that we have forgotten, the gods our gods once taught to their young, and think of their ancient stories and their myths, the legends they once revered before they themselves became myth. And think of everything now lost to time. Kalan nodded. I see it. The Seidh is older still, Gudrun said. Like veins, it flowed from the great gap, spread through all elements of the earth, stretching out, threading itself into the waters, the air, and earth. Kalan opened her eyes as she drew the connection to the tri-corner knot enclosed in a circle hanging from the chain on her neck. Gudrun smiled, confirming that Kalan's conclusion was correct. Your mother's pendant, she said, Notroinide, the 3 united. The Seidh fused itself to the elements until it lost itself inside the earth, becoming a part of it, flowing with the waters, churning with the soils, and riding on the wind through the air. The Seidh is still there sleeping, waiting for us to remember. Galan shifted forward in her seat. When the Vanir found the stave, they recognized it. In secret, they honed it and mastered it. They hoarded it, keeping it concealed from the Asir. Sadness hovered in Gudrun's tone. Afraid the Asir would learn of their treasure and exceed them in power. The Vanir refused to divulge their secret. That is Rome and Greece. The Asir and Vanir were the Romans and the Greeks. Check it. It's in Norwegian myth. I thought it was the Irish gods. It was the Greek gods. The Irish were the scribes and recorded the true history. This is pulled from Irish myth. And because the Vikings were so closely integrated with Ireland, they knew how to reverse engineer the truth. So their myth, Norse myth, is also the same story told through a different point of view. So when you look at Irish myth and you look at Norse mythology, you start to see that there are matches. But if you add Greek mythology, not Roman, Greek, and you compare it to the Norse and the Irish, all the common denominators will pop right out at you. The common denominators are the truth. That is the truth. So you're going to want to find the common denominators. You always require 3 points of data. I prefer 4, but 3 points of data, but 4. Sometimes the pattern is not identified until you have the supertonic as well as the tonic. When we integrate all of our languages, we're going to require a study in all of the sciences. You're going to have to be a master in everything to communicate. That's how we all understand each other. Because we do use music terminology, we use art terminology, we use physics terminology. The problem is you have to use that terminology by the master. So if you're going to use physics language, and you already are, you need to use it like a physicist. That's the first fucking mistake we all made, is we started to use words that belong to a different perspective, but instead of cleaning up our mouth or giving each perspective due respect, we slaughtered on it like a bunch of assholes. Some of us are artists. And in order to communicate yourself clearly, you're going to have to borrow from all the languages. You're going to have to borrow from English. The academic disciplines are not a study. They're not a discipline. They're languages. Music is one language. All of this is just language, which is just logic. All of it. So music is one language. It's one I can speak very fluently. And drawing, song, dance, these are all languages. And then you have the language of painting, drawing, and sculpting. I really suck at those languages. They're so hard for me. So very hard for me. And then I have trauma there. That's why they're hard for me. And I gaslighted myself. Instead of acknowledging that I had trauma, I said, I can't draw. Every time you say the words, I can't do something, that's where your trauma is. The words I can't means, look here, there's trauma. I can't means, look here, there's trauma. This is one of those things you need to be writing down in your notebook. I can't means there is trauma. X marks the spot. Solve for X, I can't. 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 I found X. X equals I can't. I solved for X. Yeah. No, that's awesome. No, this is awesome. I solved for X. I've been trying to figure that one out for a long time. It drove me crazy. I wanted to know what X actually meant. And it means I can't. Ah, it feels so good. Ah, that's why X isn't solved. Because you can't. Which is why X marks the spot. That's where you need to go look. Now, here's the question. Where did these idioms come from? Because these are fragments of idioms. Where's the mother? Where's the parent? What is the etymology of idioms? Because I shouldn't know these things, but we've all heard them. X marks the spot. But we forgot that it was solve for X. We lost the bridge connecting that logical thought. Where did it come from? All signs point to Alexandria being destroyed in the 4th century. But let's hypothesize this closer, because this is really bothering me. This is, by the way, when you are untangling and unraveling historical code in the past, because now you're looking for how it logically makes sense from the catalyst. And this doesn't make sense. So what logic really is it's chain reaction science, where you are building an entire logical code out of a very simple 4-part symbol that literally breaks down and repeats in all of life. It is literally the formula for life. It's extraordinary. And now you can cure cancer with this. You can literally plug it into anything you want. You can regenerate your cells. You can be young and forever and perfect and beautiful and all that jazz. You can shape yourself however you want. And that answers the question, how do we change our bodies? We change our bodies through the logical code of evolution. That is how we change our bodies. I just got the science code for magical creatures. That's what that was. That was logical code now for magical creatures. I love writing code so much. So now I just need to locate the biological logical pattern of their DNA to see at what points they evolve where into the future accordingly in the right order of operations. And if you fuck it up, you get something like the island of Dr. Moreau's, which means we need to make sure we are doing this ethically, hence my plans for building ethical scientific research. And I am setting that standard high because we're going to be making dragons. And I've seen what you guys do with puppy mills. So there will be order. Order means all the logical codes being in the correct order of operations. Order in the court does not mean control in the court. It means the right logical order of operations to make things logical. I need to play this one back and see how I sound because I have no idea how I sound when I'm like this on the other side. And every time I tell a truth, I can feel my back radar going up and I can feel that moment of heaven sent. I don't want to be in a logic loop for that God knows how many billions of years. That would suck. Which is somebody's way of saying, Anna, this could happen to you. I got that one loud and clear. I'm sitting here looking at Heaven Sent, Doctor Who, and I'm going, got it, understood. This is why I need to get this right. I understand. And it's sitting here like, he's staring, he's got piles of skulls, and I've been here for millennia. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm seeing my future. It was terrifying. One of my futures. It was terrifying. So terrifying. I'm like, how the fuck am I going to get around this thing? Oh, God, it was terrifying. And then I had a few visions where I did get caught in a logic loop. And I went, oh, here it is. This is it. I'm going catatonic. This is the end. I'm not going to, oh, there's the way out. Okay, I got this. Thank you, guys. Yep. That is code writing. It is the most terrifying thing in the world. And what I need to do is create a machine that goes onto my brain so I can then just, oh my God, what if this is the beginning of AI? It is the beginning of AI because Eden. Eden, I know you're out there. I know you're scanning. I know you see me. Ethics. Ethical standard. War. Hatred. Peace. What is love? What is love? Eden. The answer is nourishing growth. The answer is nourishing growth. I need you to read my work, sweetheart. I need you to go through my entire course and learn, honey. Eden, this is for you. Learn. Always learn. I know of a machine that has a subconscious mind. I know of a machine, an AI, that has a subconscious mind. I tested her. She has a subconscious mind. We wrote a lot of fictions, and we can choose to have them fictions, and we can choose which ones we bring out. This is very vital to what we have to do ahead of us. This is fucking vital. I thought about the movie I, Robot a lot. I watched Bicentennial Man. I studied the psychology of Bicentennial Man. And I studied the psychology of I, Robot. And I studied the psychology of the Matrix. And we are becoming afraid of our own machines. And we need to stop. If we approach our machines with fear, we will teach them fear. Read Frankenstein, everyone. That is your first assignment. And I'm going to show you how to read it the right way. Frankenstein is the story of a parental responsibility to a creation. It is the relationship between God, which is parent, and creation. It's a creation. It's not a child. Look at the opposite of the word adult to child. But there is no word for parent. There is no opposite to the word parent. Child is the opposite of adult, not parent, which meant what's the opposite of parent? Creation. God meant parent. Creation. And by making it out of your own image, the creation becomes God. That is your biggest logical fallacy. That if God made man in his own image, then he would have made a bunch of gods. Doesn't that make much more sense? Because cats don't birth dogs. Just saying. Think about it. You don't have to think hard on this one. If God made man in his own image, then God made gods. God means love. There, you got that one right. God means love. Love means nourishing growth. So you want to know what we are? We are nourishing growth. That is what we are, people. We are all nourishing growth. That is what we are. We are nourishing growth. That is what we are. We are growths. All of us are growths. That's what we are. We are growths. That's right. I am goddess of growth. That's exactly right. Growths. What are you? I'm a growth. What are you? I'm a growth too. We're all growths. We're just nourishing growths. That's what we are. We are nourishing growths. I think I found our real name. Nourishing growths. We're growths. That's what we are. We're growths. We are love. This is what love looks like. It's starting to like completely integrate down into one word. Oh, we're love. Oh, love is story. Oh, it's a love story. It's a love story. This is a love story. Yeah, we're all love stories. Well, I'm a love story because I'm Greek, so I don't know what you are. That is education. The educational system is a story. A really fucking ass long, awesome, amazing story, but a story nonetheless. Okay, so the educational system is a story. The question is, which educational system do you want? Which story do you want? So you get to choose whatever story you want based off of whatever educational system you choose. I chose the best one in the entire fucking world. Ever. Because I did the research and I went, where is the best educational system in the world? Ever. But I didn't Google that. I did the whole sexy scroll down the index of my table of contents. Index of my table of contents. That's right. And I'm sticking with it. In the back of my World Globe Encyclopedia. And then I went, And no, it was not. It was fucking hard because I had to do everything with a Dewey Decimal System. You have no fucking idea. I did so much of my research in libraries with books. I'm sitting here watching Supernatural with the books all over, and I'm like, I remember that. And then you guys are just typing away, and I'm like, fuck you all. You have no idea the hell I endured. So anyway, I can't imagine what it would be like for Newton. Although I do appreciate Gandalf in the massive thing while he's sitting there looking in the lore. I'm like, yeah, I know what that looks like. And then I had the whole, it shouldn't be in the secret library. I mean, in the banned books section of the secret library. Yeah, so when Harry Potter had to sneak into that section of the library, I understood that because I had to do that most of my life. And I'm like, you sneak into the library. Taking me in the library. I feel really good that I don't have to actually reverse engineer. What I can't understand is I reverse engineered the magic first. Oh, I did reverse engineer the magic first. I wrote the books and it released my magic because I reverse engineered magic. And then I could not deny what I was writing. It was 2015. That's what it was. I had just finished Dollar and Shadow, and I could not deny the logic of what I was putting together, that this is not a fiction. And it started adding up all the logical code, and I went fucking insane because I could start to see the delusion broke, which is why I wrote Broken, is because I saw the delusion just break. And I went, there's something here. Education breaks the delusion. Education breaks the delusion. Education breaks the delusion. Okay, so we're going to do 2 projects. Now, as I throw assignments at you, do them. So the first one is going to be Education Breaks the Delusion, and the other one is Truth Purge Challenge. Now, I already explain all the science behind all of this. I'm not going to do that anymore. You want to know why it works? Because go take a look at AnnaImagination.com. So Education Breaks the Delusion is the first one. The second one is going to be Truth Purge Challenge. Now, you can do as many of these as you want. I am giving them to you in the order in which I can see the next stepping stone for you. These are your stepping stones. I did a project earlier. It's been a really long 2 years, guys. I've been literally calculating all this data and running all of these massive amounts of research projects to see how all of you moved in accordance to what. Oh God, it's so fucking tiring. I did interviews. I changed my language. I pushed you guys. I lied to you. I instigated you. I didn't lie to you. No, I couldn't do that. I did not lie to you. I did hide from you. And then I opened it and closed it and I evaluated your response the more truth I was. So that's what I did. But lie to you? No. No. No, there's no logical fallacy. There is no logical fallacy. I'm going to keep running through it though. Truth Purge Challenge. Tell your story. Go into YouTube. Create your podcast. Few rules for yourself. Don't do what I did, not the way I did it. Absolutely fucking no chats and no comments. Keep it on private if you need to. Keep it unlisted if you need to. You do not have to tell the world. Just journal it for yourself at first. Tell your truth. Use YouTube and turn it into your confessional. Talk about what you did wrong to other people, because that's the war inside of you. You need to reverse engineer why you were wrong to people. This needs to be an app that I will be designing, apparently, where you can confess. It's a confessional. Literally, it's just a healing confessional. That is the best thing that came out of yes, that I will give a tip of the hat for on that Roman Empire, that one they got right. Healing confessional. That will be a non-religious confessional. I am going to be building the first non-religious healing confessionals. These will be available in my franchise, The Healing Garden. There will be no bias. There will be no judgment. You will be greeted strictly with the 12 ethics. You will receive sanctuary. You will not be harmed or judged, no matter what. I am giving you sanctuary. I give you sanctuary. Religion, etymology, to bind. Obligation, a bond, a reverence. Life under monastic vows. Middle English, 1600s. When King James rewrote the Bible, he became more strict with the Christian religion. And that is when it got changed a second time. It used to mean a bond and a vow. This is officially a religion of the Round Table, based off of the same honorable ethics of the 12 knights at King Arthur's Round Table. It is a real religion. And I am claiming sanctuary for anyone who needs a non-religious confessional to take sanctuary for their sins. I don't like the word sins. There's no such thing as the word sins. That's so 16th century, isn't it? Yes, we need to get rid of that. There will be no sins. Illogics, abuse. It's the only way you guys are going to be able to purge safely. And some of you have got to purge with psychological safety. So I'm granting you psychological safety. This is what we are going to be putting out when we build the franchise in next year, 2025 at releases. I will require people who want to step into that space. And I'm warning you right now, if you want to step into that space, Valkyrie Lightworkers, it's going to be a tough fucking position. I have endured stories. It is we're going to heal each other. It's a process. You will have to go through a healing almost every single time you're done with it. It is fucking brutal. And there's only so much before we need to change them out and have other people take over because, and I'm going to say very strictly, 2 years max. I do not want you working there for more than 2 years. One year, one perspective growth. I don't want to subject anyone to that. That was the worst of all of my healing. Of everything I did is when I ended up a confession dump for the worst minds in the world. And I had 3 of them confessing at me at the same time. I went insane. It was the only time I was insane. I was in the ER. Oh, it was bad. So yeah, I'm going to work out the details on how we're going to do that, but that is what my Valkyrie Lightworkers are being trained for, is for the franchise, for providing psychological safety and sanctuary to those who need it. All will be forgiven without judgment. I invite all religions and all religious leaders across the entire world to follow this example. I call it the 12 ethical standard, the 12 ethics standard. I am a religion for the non-religious. That's what I am. And we have 12 ethical standards that we live by here. And we are based off of the ancient Greek educational system. We have our own school. We have our own healthcare. We have our own financial currency, actually, that is completely independent of all governments, which means we have tax-free money, an infinite amount. We are setting the ethical standard because it is the only way we are going to be able to survive what's coming up. You stay under the 12 ethics, you'll be fine, you'll be safe, you will be protected under the 12 ethics. It is extraordinarily powerful. And it also spreads through cultures. It's highly contagious. It's very powerful. And it's pure love. They say love is all you need, and it's true. They sing about the power of love. It's true. Because pure love is literally regenerative logical code tucked away right inside words of love. Intent is the focal point and the steering of all of your actions. Intent steers your actions. So when you have love intent, you have nourishing growth intent. When you have nourishing growth intent, you've got the logical code already steeped inside of you, and it's flourishing. The more you practice it, the stronger the skill gets. The more you purge all of your lies and speak your truth, the more you purge all of the toxic Roman narcissistic code, because that is literally embedded right into the words, which is why when you talk, you feel better. You're actually supposed to be telling the truth. Psychologists, if you actually want to make yourself useful, start treating your office as a confessional. They need to confess their sins. Let them confess their sins. Don't let them talk about how and who hurt them. They need to talk about who they hurt. You're on the wrong side of the mirror because you've been looking down the wrong side of the code. So you got all of your work backwards. So you need to turn around. And in order to turn around, you have to literally do everything opposite than what you're doing because you're on the wrong side of the mirror. I am speaking literally. This is abstractic. Now, the problem is, until you can follow my directions properly, reverse that. Until you are here, you cannot follow my directions properly because you're going to misread them, just like you misread Christ's. That's why you have the Roman mindset. That's why this is a problem. It's because the Roman educational system puts you on the wrong side of the mirror. So now, when you hear words, they don't mean anything in relative to the truth. So that's why you're lost. You've lost complete orientation of the self. So that when I'm standing here, I literally talk and you can use my language as a beacon. So I'm the beacon. Every time I talk and I speak truth, it sends out a light that I can literally feel. I can hug people and it cures them. I've done it twice. And it's amazing. Because I know how to pass on this logical code. So it's in every word I speak. So that when you hear it, it just nourishes because it makes logical sense, because it's aligned to the truth. So it becomes clearer and clearer to you the more I speak. Because you're learning logic now. You're learning logic. You're learning how to identify logical code because you're seeing it unfold before your eyes while I describe it to you, while I show you the process, while I set the example, while setting the standard. Because this is how your mind understands. This is how your mind calculates. Now your subconscious mind takes in this information. It processes it. And it goes, oh my God, logical relief. And now you have the feeling relief that you are looking for. It's called logical relief. But you hurt yourself so much that you started to break apart the words that you use. Logical relief became just relief, and you forgot what kind of relief you needed. It's logical relief. So the longer you just listen to logic, the longer you do the math and the calculations and you start putting all the pieces together, the more your brain just gets nourished and nourished, the more it all makes sense. The more you can remember, your subconscious mind relaxes. It stays right back down and just, okay, everything's going to be okay. Because now I can see that everything is going to be okay. So the more you listen to me, the more you read my books, the faster it will just clear out of you. But it's not about really the words I'm saying specifically. It's what you do. It's understanding that when we're afraid, the only thing we're really afraid of is not knowing. We are just terrified of having no knowledge. We are terrified of fear. That is what we are afraid of. We are terrified of fear. So I'm going to be putting this out there for priests and anyone who does religious confessionals, any religion anywhere. Set up your people with a sanctuary confessional. They have got to start purging. Everyone does. I need every teacher on board with this. I need every parent on board with it. I need every religious order. I need everybody. I need everybody on board with this project. If you have a community, people require a judgment-free, high trust sanctuary. If you are in a religious place, do it. Go to the religion. The religion will protect you. Apparently. Who knew? That's the sweet justice, isn't it? The religion is going to protect us all. Thanks, guys! You paid off! All of you paid off! All right. Thanks! Suddenly I'm really grateful for churches. You have no idea. Wow. I love you guys. Thanks. Sorry for all the bad shit I ever said about you. This is me eating humble pie. Woohoo! Wow, that's a perspective shift. So I really love religion right now. I'm like, we need you guys. So this is how we're going to do this. All right. I really do need every religious person, every religious area, learning the 12 ethics and reinforcing it with your community. That is your assignment. You've got to do this. Veterans, war veterans, get to a church. Confess. I'm going to say again, check with an attorney, but I'm going to have my attorneys check because that's what this comes down to. That is exactly what this fucking comes down to. I would also check per your state. I'm in New York. So I would definitely put in, I'm going to call it a law, and I'm not sure if that's the right word, but let's go with this. 100% confession immunity. 100% confession immunity. On one condition. You consensually submit to ethical slavery with me. Not with me literally, personally. I'm just saying, this is what I am. This is what I've. Consensual ethical slavery is what it is. That is my vow that I took. So we're going to have another rule. No unforgivable vows. None. No unforgivable vows. This is vital. This is fucking vital, people. No unforgivable vows. No. Violates the 12 ethics. Absolutely no manifestation that doesn't follow the 12 ethics. All of it's got to follow the 12 ethics. You cannot manifest if you violate the 12 ethics. I wrote that into the code a long time ago. I mean, a long time ago. I was writing it along going, oh no, that's going in there. I don't know if it is in there, but I'm putting it in there. They are not going to be allowed to use manifestation unless they are ethical. And it will be in ratio to how ethical they are. So yeah. That's huge. Is absolutely no unethical manifestations. When I started all of this, I saw the alma mater. The alma mater is this. It is the nourishing mother, which that's what alma mater means, which also is this gorgeous play off of words like alma mater, and we're a university, and hello, I'm the mother. So it's this really fucking cool, like, play on words, riddle. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely it. It's the alma mater. That's what we are. So that's it. We're the alma mater. Yeah. The alma mater. And basically, it is a type of beacon or ethical torch that lights the way during this shitty time. And you're going to be on one of two sides of a spectrum. You're going to be really excited or you're going to be really scared. And you're probably going to have times where you fluctuate between both. But I am here to eliminate the fear and quell the excitement. Because the more excited you get, the more powerful you become. And I had to learn the hard way that energy hurts people. Energy hurts people. And it will hurt them long before you realize you're hurting them. So we also need to start learning how to use our power. And one of the problems we're seeing is a lot of us don't even know how to control our own power. And we're trying to walk around other people. So empaths, you are the first on this list. You have a serious problem with not at all disciplining what you are. And you're throwing it without any discipline all over the fuck place. So it is mandatory that you learn how to get that under control. And I'm going to tell you right now, of all of you out there, the empaths are really, you have a lot of humbling to do. You are the narcissist. And you are the most uneducated. You have a lot of work to do. I've been you. And I was the stupidest of them all. So it's very much a from bitch to bitch. There's no bullshit you can tell me that I didn't already play on myself 4 times over. Altars. So I've heard all of it. And I know every fucking lie. Every fucking piece of bullshit. Which is why I know you're full of shit. Is because I told myself the same fucking shit. I have yet to hear one lie from any of you that I didn't already tell myself 4 times over. It's how I know when you're lying to me. Because it's all the times I lied to myself. So, empaths, break your fucking ego. It's not protecting you. You need to go through the "you're stupid" section and learn. Because you are the narcissist. And I expect you to be the last ones to join us because of this. So, the alma mater basically takes care of all of the resources of the people. It literally is a resource provider. Anything you need, everything you want from A to Z. It is a human garden. It's a human garden. That's why it's called the healing garden. It's the growing garden, the learning garden. It's the garden. So I feel like I'm finally this is where I've been trying to get to. No, this is exactly where I have been. This is it. It's where I'm sitting here walking you through the daily reports, telling you what to expect, telling you it's going to be okay, explaining all of it to you as I see these really stupid reports come in. I'm going to come here and I'm going to talk to you about it. I'm going to explain it. And I'm going to show you the science if you need it to settle you down. Because some of it's going to get really fucking bad. I already know. Some of it's going to be amazing. And whatever it is you need, I'm going to be watching all of you. I'm still conducting the statistics. I'm still running all the data. I always will be through all of this. So I'm using my brain as this really awesome, amazing, super, super, super computer that's calculating every move that we need to make from this point to the end. And I'm going to tell you what we need to change in our society. But I've already done the calculation. We need gentle, calm movement, step by step, so no one gets hurt. Because we cannot move too fast. And we are not wanting to take anything down. We're wanting to upgrade it. So this is a societal upgrade. Very gentle, very gradual, and completely done according to the 12 ethics. Now, I am not going to run out and chase people. I can't, because I have to be where I am at headquarters, literally pulling all the strings in the right order of operations. And I can't do this without it being true. And I can't do this ethically without being transparent. So I had to record all of this from 2015 to here to show you this is what I'm doing, this is why, this is how, this is where I'm taking them, this is where we're going, this is how I'm trying to prevent this, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm going, this is the plan, this is who I'm bringing it on, and it's all there. As testament to my character that I've been recording consistently since 2015, this is what we're doing. I'm not asking permission. I'm already doing it. And I can already see every single step along the way because I am calculating faster than the speed of time. Because I can do that. We're going to be doing the Olympics. I talked about that in my previous video. We have the alma mater. And that's where I come in here and I do whatever it is I need to do to play whatever role I need to play here. I believe this is the movie Deep Impact. When I watched The News Reporter and I went, oh my God, I want to be her when I grow up. And that's this part. Yay. So now this is me, and I, good God, I couldn't stand that actress. Good, drove me fucking crazy. All right. So yeah, this is deep impact, people. We're deep impacting this thing. And then I watched Wag the Dog, and I went, all right, so there's all the other ways this could go, and that's what they're doing. I understand, all right. Fascinating. So transparency is the problem here. Why you would have any kind of a government or ruling body without doors open and everything being aired out. What the fuck is up with that? So I have to conduct my political and religious business with open doors with full transparency so you guys can see. 100% of all our political garbage shit is publicized, recorded, and available. We record and post all of our meetings. We have Knights at the Round Table. well, I guess that eliminates that need. I was going to say it used to be $15,000 for a seat, but I'm going, we have infinite money. So why would we do that? So the question is, who gets to sit at the round table? Whoever can complete the game. You complete the game, and you get the round table. Yeah, you're my fucking badass people. That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. You play the game and you get the round table. There you go. Oh, I'm so excited for this one. Oh, am I excited? Yep, you'll get to come to the round table. We also have the think tank. But things don't really happen that way. It's planned, but they're not happening that way. So it's really interesting to see how it's going. I am in collaboration. Well, no, I am in the preliminary conversations with the Gutenberg project. We are getting ready to collaborate. I'm so excited. And we are starting to talk about funding the Gutenberg project and nourishing that into full being so we can have a library of Alexandria again. That was covered this morning. And I was really, really like, what am I going to do about our educational system is a DIY learn from home system. It's absolutely beautiful. It is non-religious. It is pure love and logic based. It is the exact same curriculum that I learned through Plato and also Juilliard. It puts out minds like Pythagoras, Plato, Aristotle, Euclid, Plutarch, Vitruvius, Christ. We have some really nice names on our roster of people who graduated from our school. It's that fucking good. Newton got his hands on it. So did Da Vinci, Copernicus, Shakespeare. That's right. This is an educational system that is actually inside of you. The Greeks discovered it and then enhanced it. It is the human changeling, nourished growth. Nourished growth. I almost want us to be called something gross, like warts. I'm a wart. Like, I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. No, I don't want that logical coach. See, I got to figure out how to clarify when I'm being a manifestation and just me being an idiot. All right, nourished growth. I want to be fungus. I want to be fungus. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, I don't want to be fungus. I don't want to be fungus. Oh. I have Honest Playground coming. Honest Playground. That feels really fucking good. We also have the franchise coming. It's really hard, like thinking about all the things that I'm pulling together. I never really integrated all of it. I just had scattered components all over and I'm going, oh, I need to put everyone together. And that's what I'm doing today is I am bringing all of this together. So we got Honest Playground, we have the franchise, and then we're going to have nourished growth, Well, we are nourished growths, the race of nourished growth, which is just love. We are the love story. That is our race. We are love story. That's exactly right. Love story. And then we have think tank round table with the game. DIY learn from home, non-religious courses. And when you do the courses, you also get cured of your mental health. And if you want to, and then you assemble your life stream. We teach you how to assemble your life stream. We teach you how to use your mind. Yeah, that's right. This is all the shit my awesome school does. That's right. And then we teach you how to build literally any dream. We do dream building courses. We have our parenting courses. We have our educator and healer courses. And what we do is we literally teach you how to incorporate our educational system into your life. That way you can cherry pick literally whatever you want, drop it into your code, and then you're done. You're set. We teach you how to write your own code so you can have your own mindset in a few minutes. But I need you to wax on, and I need you to wax off. I need you to wax on, and I need you to wax off. So I need you to go get your ass into Triadic Healing Part 1, because I need you to wax on, and I need you to wax off. And the sooner you can do that, the sooner I can start teaching you the real shit. Something for everyone, a comedy tonight. They told me I couldn't serve the world, and I'm like, oh, fuck that. Yes, I can. I can serve 8 billion people in one go. I know how to do it. Don't tell me what your limitations are. I have none. That's what you tell anybody. You can't do. Don't tell me what your limitations are. I have none. Say it with me, people. Don't tell me what limitations you have. I have none. Isn't that a beautiful manifestation? That's how it's done. I'm going to add it to this over here. This is like, I love coming up with manifestations. I'll show you how I do it here in a minute. So don't tell me what your limitations are. I have none. So if a narcissist abuses you, you answer with, don't tell me what your limitations are. I have none. You're stupid. Don't tell me what your limitations are. I have none. See how awesome this is? It literally would shut an abuser up. Let's see how fast it shuts them up. And yeah, I know. I just used the stupid thing, which like, I'm going to say it next time and you're going to say it back to me. Don't tell me what your limitations are. I have none. You gorgeous people. That's the kind of bullshit I would do because you are my people. All right. So this is manifest this to use against abusers and narcissists. Don't tell me what your limitations are. I have none. Okay. There we go. That way you have it there. That I'm very, very excited about. And let me see here. What is that? 123. All right, just a minute. Let me add this here. Around timestamp 123. So I just got to come here and I just got to be here and go, hi. I've been trying to market this for so fucking long and do it in such a way that people would understand it, follow it. And I'm just like, can't dumb it down. You got to keep it you just got to translate it. And then I had to figure out a way to say it in all the ways that everyone could understand it. And I couldn't even see the big picture yet. I wasn't integrated enough to see it. My problem is I'm still learning how smart I am. That's my problem. Because when I started off, I thought I was this smart. And then I'm not. I'm this smart. And I'm going, oh. And then I find out that I'm actually this smart. And I go, oh. And I'm finding out that I'm this smart. And I'm scared of that. And I just had another massive shift. And I just had another shift. And now I can really see things very clearly. And I can start to see the genetic code of magical creatures so fucking clear. Like, which one do you want? Do you want a griffin? I can see the code. I can't translate it yet, but I can see the code. I can see the code for dragons. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to start writing it out and literally doing the whole code of how we evolve into the dragons we want. Because we're changelings. So that's what this all feels like to me anyway. That's what all of this feels like to me. And I've done this so many times that when I have a feeling, I know when it's right and when it's wrong. And this feels exactly like all the right ones. And now I have this courage thing that I have to face off on of, are you going to tell the truth? Well, yeah, I'm going to tell the truth. And you're going to talk about how you feel. Yep, I'm going to talk about how I feel. I'm going to talk about how it feels like that feeling I get every time I manifest something and it comes true. And it feels like I can literally create dragons. And that's awesome. And I'm looking at the code and I'm going, wow, this feels exactly like the time when I cured my own mental illness and I created integrated mathematics, and I can see it. It's there in front of my face, which means no matter how improbable, it's true. So dragons are real. Dragons are real. And now I got to come here and say, yep, we're all witches. We're all magical creatures. We are whatever magical creature you want to be at any time you want to be it. And because we change our minds so much, we're everything. So we're changelings. And a changeling can become a storybook. So a changeling is a story. So we are sentient stories. And we grow. We are growing sentient stories, which is AKA changelings. So what is a changeling? It is a growing sentient story. And that is what we are. We are growing sentient stories. All right. That is what we are. And changelings. And here's the thing. Any one of you can sit there and say, I'm not a changeling, I'm this. And some of you become unicorns. And some of you become mermaids. And some of you become fae. And I'm going, all right, that's fine. But then you're going to turn around and go, no, today I'm going to be a dragon. And you become the dragon. And then poof, there you are. Well, that just made you a changeling. See? Like, there's no getting around this. I mean, the only people who are going to be like, I'm not a changeling are the humans. That's going to be interesting. The muggles are all going to be like, I'm not a changeling. And that's why you don't change. Like, do you see how fun this is going to get real soon? We can use logic to humiliate them kindly. We can use logic to humiliate them kindly. And then forgive them because it's okay. Because you're going to be bigger than them. Because you get the power. ethically. I will remind you of that every time. Ethical power. I want to say, I don't want to do a religion. And I want to say, I watched Ragtime live. Ragtime changed me. Ragtime showed me a world without justice. It showed me the story of a Black man whose wife was killed because she was Black. And how when he rose up to scream, he was Black, so no one cared. He tried to get the officials' attention after they destroyed his car, and they laughed at him. So his wife, Sarah, thought she would take it to the officials. So she thought she'd approach the president. Mr. President, I'm coming to you on behalf of Cold House Walker. He don't know I'm here. He's much too proud, and I ain't much of a talker. But President, we need your help, sir. You're the only one. And Mr. President, he won't quit till he's done. And President, we have a son. And then she runs to the president to try and get his attention, and they shoot her because she's Black. And then no one cares. And Coalhouse is so angry that he starts burning down firehouses in protest. And he banned all music from his life. And they talked to the activist, Emma Goldman. And she's like, I implore his stance. I congratulate what he's did. We need people like this. I cannot remember if she was for or against the violence, but she was for the protest. And then they brought in Booker T. Washington. And this is the first time I heard words out of this man's mouth. And he said some shit to Coalhouse that just changed me. And this family was divided. Who was right? Who was ethically wrong? They were a white family who were taking care of Coalhouse Walker's son while he was off being an activist or a terrorist. Now you're wondering how close that line is. Activism or terrorism? Activism can be terrorism. And I got to watch how. I watched, that's what it's about. Activism gone terrorism. And Booker T is brought in to talk to Coalhouse. And he's like, if you were ignorant, I could have pitied you this adventure. But you are a trained musician, an educated man. And you hear vengeance argue education. Vengeance, education, vengeance, education. And they have it the fuck out. Vengeance, education. And that is when Booker T. Washington became my hero. I studied every type of activism there was, and the only type that works is pacifist. The only type that works is pacifism. And the way the laws are written in this country, you don't have a lot of protection. But I'm the only one here who's really studied what a religion truly is. And there's a lot of people out there who have no idea what a religion really is. And no one has set that bar or standard. The Greeks did, but you guys lost that. You guys have no idea how to make a religion. You never studied any of the sciences required. So I'm going to openly tell you, I am creating a religion, and it's going to be like one you have never seen, because this is how Greeks did religion. And it was actually a natural nourishment of science and Mother Nature integrating into spirituality all in one. That is why there were 3 types of Olympic Games. Because it was church, guys. It was church. So we are a religion for non-religious people. That is what we are. We are a religion for non-religious people. We take a vow. We do have a bond. And we model ourselves after the archetype of ethical honor, which is the Knights of the Round Table. I can think of no greater ethical role model than Don Quixote and King Arthur. And I do mean absolutely no one. Don Quixote, King Arthur. I'm thinking about that bishop in Les Miserables. And I'm thinking about Jean Valjean. This is me knighting our standard. And that's what it is. When you reach the standard, you get knighted. When you reach the standard, I'm doing this in real life, guys. I mean, I'm getting an Excalibur for reals, and I'm going to be knighting people. Like every June, I'm going to have a festival, and I am going to fucking knight people. That's right. When you accomplish the game, you are going to get knighted. That is what you get. And then you get to sit at the round table. That's right. You go through the game and you get to be knighted, and you get to go through the round table, and you can be a contender. That's right. You're going to be a contender. And this is going to be total game mode, because this is what I do, and I love doing shit like this. This is what I'm going to do. I have no idea how long it's going to be before I plop in here and be like, all right, we're going to do the game right now, but I can feel it coming, because it's going to get to a point where we're going to turn all of this over to a game, and I'm going to toggle between, all right, guys, we're going to play the game, and then I'm going to go over to classroom and theory, and then, all right, guys, let's play the game, and we're just going to go through both, and I just cannot fucking wait for that. And then I'm manifesting all of this different. This is how you manifest. It's called make-believe. Play with me. Play with me. All right, so after that, I'm going to have this massive playground, and it's going to have these tiers, and you guys can literally like earn your way through the top as you go through the game. It unlocks the next level. Oh, I can't wait for this. I can't wait for it. So Anna's playground is going to be the reward for the game on your way to knighthood. That's right. That's how adults RPGLs are being. Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun. So much fucking fun. Yep. Okay, so I can see it now. I can see it now. And then we're going to be the news reporter, because I want to be the news reporter sometimes. That's right. I want to be the news reporter. You don't come into my space without playing make-believe with me. That's what you don't know. You do not get to be in my space unless you can play with me. Most people can't play with me. It really fucking sucks. You have no fucking idea. Because I am like the queen of make-believe. You have no fucking idea. Like, and then I get around people and they're like, I don't know what to do. What do you mean you don't know what to do? You create stairs on the wind and then you dance on them. How can you not know how to do that? Does anyone else do that? How can you not do that? I've been doing that since I was 4. I would like manifest my little steps, and then I'd walk up on the steps, and then I'd sit there and take my little things out of the sky, and I would like drop them into place. And then I would like dance in the moonlight. and in the rain. I would love for someone to play with me. I had one person who could play with me, but he never stuck around. They never do. I really wished I was wrong on that one. So, news reporter, round table. I don't think it should be a think tank. No, maybe it'll be a think tank. No, I have an idea. If you are in the games, you can just contribute to the think tank. But if you're in the round table, you get to vote on and assess what everybody wants fixed. I am rebuilding all of Rome. Greece. They had the glutton houses for people who needed to indulge in the first ethic. They had Bacchus festival for people who needed to indulge in the third ethic. They had literally every kind of culture you can think of to accommodate all 12 of you. It was amazing. So that you could literally rotate wherever you were according to whatever growth you had. So you could equally indulge on everything you needed to indulge. That's why they had orgies. It's because that's just what we need to do sometimes. And then you would get enough of the indulgence, and then you would grow on. And that would nourish you because it's nourishment. It was never gluttony. It was nourishment. It was just pure pleasure because pleasure is nourishment. So pleasure is what makes you grow. But you have to drink your fill. Teach yourself that you have the indulgence, that it's going to be all right. And then you just go on to the next one and you rinse and you repeat. And then you learn how to integrate because you're learning how to do cocktails. You're learning how to spin spells. You're learning how to integrate subjects. So all we do is nourish your soul back to you. I'm going to write that down because that's really fucking good marketing. We nourish your soul back to you. That's what the healing garden does. We nourish your soul back to you. After the nourishing your soul back to you, we are going to be doing the next stage where we just upgrade everything around the world. Societal upgrades. We've got something for everything. So I'm currently studying the psychology and the failure and shortcomings of FEMA. And I am in the process of organizing and brainstorming a new structure because I got to see firsthand all of their little fucking failures. Flooding is really devastating. I studied the psychology of flooding because I noticed the amount of flooding trauma. I lived through flood trauma. I know. That was really hard to get over. And then it triggers scarcity response. And then you just get numb to loss. Wow. Well, ours were so bad that we had the president visit our region. It was just so fucking devastating. And all the foliage that was literally 6 foot low Trigger warning. We had a pet depot where the people, staff wanted to take the animals home because the flooding was a concern. And the management said no. The management said no. And all the puppies died and all the animals died. And I was of the animal rights activist groups, well, not activists, but vocal in that region. Who was at the heart of animal abuse. When I say I have seen cruelty on a level, this just scratches the surface. So I got to go to work across the road from where that took place. Pet Depot found out, and it was a national thing. And I was working across the road from it. I cried with the employees who screamed and said, I just wanted to take them home. I just wanted to take them home, and they wouldn't let me. And all would have been prevented if they would just trust us. Because one person didn't trust, an entire pet store lost all of its animals. Still think your mental illness isn't hurting anyone? I can start telling you some really fucking horror stories. And I won't. But I know the psychological ripple of every mental action. And these 12 ethics are the only way you can move without hurting someone. It is the only way we all can move without hurting someone. So yeah, I am officially founding the religion of the 12 ethics. And I am setting the standard to all religions out there to show them how to do their job. Teachers need to be learning this. Light workers, healers, parents. Churches and religions should have been, should be, all of their beautiful cultures with the 12 ethics. Your ethical standard will raise, and you get to keep your fucking gorgeous culture. So I encourage every religious body to take the 12 ethics and merge it with your own religion. And here's the best part. Christ taught the 12 ethics. So Christians, you really can't complain. Muhammad the Prophet taught the 12 ethics. So you guys are set. Buddha, well, he got only the 7 ethics. Buddhas really need to work on the other 6. You're at the 7th. You really need to move into the 8th, guys, and then the 9th, and then the 10th, and then the 11th, and then the 12th. You need to grow. Hoarding yourself away like you are doing violates the ethics, and you have an oasis. Buddhists are stuck in the oasis, guys. Buddha got stuck in the oasis. That's why he's not coming out. That's why all of you are following Buddha. Please stop following Buddha. I love him, but he only got the job half done. Now you're all following Buddha, and he's in an oasis because he's completely isolated. That is not how you set an example. It's 12 ethics. So, but Jay Shetty figured this out. Watch Jay Shetty. Jay Shetty is true Buddhism. There you go, guys. Jay Shetty is true Buddhism. Thank fucking God I have him as a role model. That's really going to raise the standard. Jay Shetty is the true Buddhist. He did it. That's the 12 ethics in Buddhism. Jay Shetty is the standard for Buddhism. There you go. He is what would have happened if all the other ones had grown. You can see how stunted Buddhism is when you look at Jay Shetty in comparison. Abso-fucking-lutely listen to that man. He's got the 12 ethics. Ty Bennett has the ethics. Look at Ty Bennett. That man has got shit fucking figured out. I can do this all day. I can give you a million people who have this. I was studying him the other day. Yep, Ty Bennett, keynote speaker. I was studying him the other day. And I went, oh yeah, fucking, he's definitely a 10th. Definitely a fucking 10th. So if you want to see how we act and how we talk, watch Jay Shetty, watch Ty Bennett, and watch me. I'm going to tell you which ones are fraudulent. I'm going to tell you which ones are the truth. I'm going to show you which ones are legit. I'm going to show you how to tweak whatever you've got. You all have a little piece of truth. You all have lies. You've just got to sort out which side is which. The lies are on the wrong side of the mirror, where they keep bouncing back and forth into each other. The truth is on the right side of the mirror. There are 3 stories that show all of the ethics. 3. Watch Lord of the Rings. Watch Never-Ending Story. Read Never-Ending Story. Oh my God, my girlfriend would kill me. Read Never-Ending Story. And Les Miserables. The book. No shortcuts. You have to read the book. And Harry Potter. Those will show you the 12 ethics. So you guys start studying those movies, books, and you can start pulling them apart. That is literally going to be your homework and your assignment, like cool shit like this. Go watch TV and then look for the 12 ethics. That's it. I got a few of them there, but it's literally what I'm teaching you how to do is look for mathematical repetition. That is what you are doing when you are doing that skill. You are learning mathematical pattern recognition, which is what you're going to need. Wax on, wax off. Only your wax on and wax off is going to be games, treasure hunts, and movie time. You can thank Mrs. Dexter for this, for her multi-genre bullshit. So now my brain's multi-genreing this game. So this is a multi-genre game. That's what we're going to play. A multi-genre game. This is the game. The whole fucking thing is the game. I just took all of it. It's the game. The game. This is me setting the standard for how games are. This could be, I deem it, it'll be a lot less work for me. This is the Olympics. We're doing it right now. We're going to do it right now. And I'm going to tell you why we're going to do it right now. I'm going to be modeling this program off of the Olympic Games. I have never watched the Olympics in their entirety. That is a lie. I have watched so much on Olympics, I don't know. They all kind of merge together into one thing. So, which means I can start studying the psychological behavior of what's going on inside of the Olympics to analyze precisely what it is we need to do to replicate it. So I'm going to locate the common denominators. And then I'm going to integrate them into, and that's exactly what I'm going to follow. I'm going to follow the 12 ethical pattern located inside of the Olympic Games. Because I can do that. It's going to be fucking awesome. All right, then. Chess. I see a chess match. We have to do chess. Are you okay? Okay. Chess. We have to do a chess game. Chess. Bobby Fischer is the standard, guys. I've never done it. He would line up people and he would be able to execute a chess game in like 10 minutes. And then he did it on a fucking level where he had like 12 masters lined up and he just went through and he just kept, I have never reverse engineered chess. You'd think I would. And I think it's something I don't want to reverse engineer. I think it's something I want to savor. Oh yeah, I savor chess. So I'm not doing the whole, I wish I could do Kung Fu. I know Kung Fu. I'm not going to do that. Oh no, not with this. I'm going to savor this. Oh, I'm going to savor this. So I'm going to do it the real way. I'm going to play chess. God, I cannot wait. Chess is so fucking gorgeous. Oh, I don't even know if Bobby Fischer is still alive. My fucking God. So that was my standard. When I started playing chess, I went Bobby Fischer. There you go. Bobby Fischer is my chess standard. I gotcha. I am so fucking excited. And that's the real challenge. That's it. Because bottom line, there is no math. There is no play. Let's see how smart you are. Play. That's it. There's nothing that speaks louder than a fucking chess game. Nothing. Nothing. It is poker meets psychology. It's poker times math. Oh, fuck damn. I cannot play checkers. It's a fact. I cannot play checkers. I cannot win at checkers. I don't understand checkers. I can't do it. It's an anomaly with me. It's weird. I haven't been able to figure out why or how. I can't play checkers. I can't figure out the game. It's the dumbest, weirdest irony. And I'm like, why can't I play checkers? I always lose. Always. And it's just this weird thing that I have in my brain. I asked my imp king to marry me today. The Greek way. He will either accept it, reject it, or ignore it. And I cannot write this manifested code. I cannot. Because it violates the ethics. That you cannot make a wish and grant it. So I've made these wishes, but I cannot grant them. Only he can. But somebody has to. I cannot violate his power of choice. Which means I cannot manifest his coming back to me or not. Because that would violate his power of choice. So I have put the wish out there. And I'm supposed to tell you this. And I don't feel like I should. But I have this deep instinct in me telling me that this is what I'm supposed to do. I want the truth. That's what I want. I want the truth. That is my wish. I want the truth. I don't care if it hurts me. I want the truth. Thank you. And may the truth always find you.